Okay, it's 1999 and everyone is in the league. Everyone, Sony, Nokia, all the big brands are in there locating and competing as best as they can, and you could see that because every year there was a new design and new kind of tech. But they actually slowed down and someone took over. Or should I say but a lot of people took over. Apple and Samsung also took over as well. But in the same situation, there are other evolving phone brands which are coming out, and the most mysterious one to me is Nothing. This might be a small controversial brand, or should I say phone brand, which most of you don't even know about, but it's one of the best in terms of design. Let's look back to the 90s where everything started. Every phone, every new release, it had something new to offer, new design, new everything. But these days, you can see that these companies are just being lazy and copying and pasting new designs, and generally using marketing strategies to sell their new phones to you guys. Although you can see some massive improvements in cameras, but I can truly justify that in design nothing is changing. Nothing tries its best to involve design in every release, but it's not getting enough attention, which means it's now getting bankrupt. But how? They have headquarters in London, which is one of the most expensive cities in the UK to live in. And also they're managing really good sales at the same time, and a really good relationship with their manufacturers, with the CEO also being live like every weekend on their channel, or should I say podcast channel, because he truly is attentive than other company CEOs. But yeah, let's get into the video and have a deep dive of what is happening or nothing. But yeah. Okay, simply let's start by comparing the websites between one of the biggest phone brands, which is Apple, and Nothing. So if we dive deeper into this, let me just open the website. Hold up. Let's start by Apple so that you can see what I mean. Let me do this. Okay, so this is Apple. In this kind of a day and age, we all know that websites have animations, but eventually Apple has to be different, and they instead give you this contradiction or customer finance list, but we don't even use that. And also, there are some good Apple TV animation advertisement for more profits, but that is good. Apple TV is one of the best streaming services. But you can see what I mean when I show you the Nothing website. Yeah, they're telling us to buy, we know we're gonna buy. Basically, they know that their stuff is good, so there's no need to compare to others and to be competitive in a bigger market where they dominate. But they should show more effort like to our customers, because iPhones average around £1,000, £1,000, somewhere there. And the iPads, yeah, exactly. An example, £1,000. But if you then go to Nothing, exactly, you can see the difference between other phone brands putting more effort and everything else. But Apple is just lacking because it knows that you guys, or should I say also me, I'm an Apple user, so I'm not going to blame you guys for buying them. They're just going to have good marketing. That's the thing. But these phone brands are actually trying their best, and also Xiaomi is also known for Leica, which is actually a really good camera piece. As their new 17 or 18 Pro, yeah, it's a 17 Pro. It's one of the best telephoto cameras. And yeah, also the Nothing phone is holding a world record for the best 140x zoom telephoto lens, which is quite amazing for a budget phone as well. It's competing versus big brands like Apple, Samsung, one of the best zooms in the world. Apple, Samsung. You also have Xiaomi itself. You can see, okay, that photo is actually sick. I'm not gonna lie. Trust me, I've had this photo. This is the type of photo which I like to take. Although, unless you go to London, you cannot take any places else in the UK, and maybe Birmingham and something else. But yeah, you get the concept, guys. But let's go back to Nothing. So Nothing, and when I checked last week, their phones were sold out. But I think now they're back in stock, which is quite good, I think. Let me go to the Discover page. Yeah, they're now back in stock. But so the base model is gonna be 8 gigs plus 128 gigabytes, which you're gonna go for. The other one, you add another 150 quid, which is quite okay. I'm not gonna lie, quite okay. And I also like that small display over there. I like that display. I definitely like that display. It's also interactive as well. You can set it to do many things, many features. Everyone is hyping it up, of which for a good reason, as you can see yourselves. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Literally nothing is trying its best competing versus the big brands. But also you can see that it's also lacking. It's located in the UK, whereas in the UK, number one, rent is more expensive in the area which they're in, which is London, as I said before. London is quite contradictory as well, because they should have chosen somewhere like, you can say, what do you call this place? The cheap manufacturing part, I forgot the city, but yeah, they should have chosen somewhere else like that. The rent is going to be more expensive, but number one, transporting of things is going to be much more cheaper, although that place is close to London. But by my calculations, this is the starting brand, so they have to save every penny for their next investment. And also, they're failing to improve to compete with the higher, bigger brands, because the last year flagship phone was really bad. They tried, but they couldn't compete with the bigger brands. It was more like they did the same thing as the big brands, as if they extracted the same things from the base model phones, the budget phones, and boosted 15% more and put it against the big brands, and they're not gonna have any chance. Whereas Apple has its own Bionic chip, Samsung now has its own Samsung Quantum chips, I think, and also we have Xiaomi now. Snapdragon is gonna be dealing with Snapdragon, which is actually good, and Xiaomi is also gonna be releasing a really good chipset, which I might make a video on that maybe somewhere around next week. But yeah. So yeah, this is the video of today, guys. Nothing is literally trying its best as a starting up phone brand, and also it's giving some sort of simplicity and difference in the market. Because if you look at it, as I said at the first time, phones used to be different after every release date, but nowadays they're just the same thing over and over again. Apple, especially Apple, for 5 years they had the same design. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. We have a goal to 100 subs, so yeah, show some support. Peace. God bless.
Could you tell where my head was?